the early matchups are really important because even though it's early on into the season, when we get down the line, if these teams do end up being pretty similar in strength, then these head-to-heads mean a lot, you know, when you start looking at playoff spots and whatnot. So yeah, both these teams are definitely going to want to pick up a win today, and not just for the win itself, but for the head-to-head.
We're into the pick and ban phase.
What I want to talk about.
Oh, sorry, I forgot there was a T. I'm sorry, Caroline. I didn't even notice the T. Oh, I've ruined our system. Okay, for everyone who doesn't know,
you teach me the rules.
I know.
And then
I've ruined the rules.
Follow them.
Absolutely. I made the rules, and now I'm not even following my own rules. Caroline, please, you go.
You know, I wanted to say what Foxy has said. Basically, like, I think this is a very important game for both teams, not only because they are going like on the same position right now, but also because this is their chance to show who can potentially face the greatest teams in the league. Like, usually when I look at this kind of ties, when it comes like to both of them being in third place, this is not only going to be about who wins and who loses, it's about the way that they are gonna do it and the message that you're sending with that. In this case, I'm going with Granit Gaming just because I feel like the roster is more solid than Singularity's, but in any case, Singularity is good, Karma already in the conversation, and I think Karma is usually a safe bet for winners.
Yeah, I think Granit pulled out an incredibly cheeky win last week. It was a game that I really don't think they should have won, but they ended up getting a good late game turnaround. And actually, one of the guys who stands out is Babro. Like he kind of standing out as an AD carry. He's a very strong player. Like this guy is very, very good. But Team Singularity are another team that has a similar kind of Nordivind pathway where they haven't changed their roster from spring. So they're coming to summer with the same roster in the NLC, and that's giving them, I think, that bond, that as Sharp put it, the foundation that they have coming into summer is very strong. So I believe Team Singularity are in a good spot. Now, Singularity did play, I am going to double check. I think it was Fnatic, but I'm going to double check. It was XL, sorry, it was XL. So Singularity did play XL, and obviously that is a rough matchup very early on in the season, so that's where one of their losses came from. But I still rate Singularity as one of our top 4 teams in the competition, I think, with the strength of the roster they've got. We are going to see the Ezreal locked in, though. We've seen a lot of Ezreal today with the Karma, and Nolty is going for his solo queue monster level Nidalee in the jungle here.
Nidalee's really good into Rumble as well. Like, sure, Rumble clears really quickly and he's going to have that advantage, brings more to the team fights in the mid game and as the game goes on. But it's purely from the perspective of like pressuring, having early game, invading as well. Nidalee can do some pretty nasty stuff to most champions, and Rumble is not much of an exception to that. He can definitely fall victim to an Nidalee. So now it really just depends what Singularity decide to draft in like their mid or even top side, because it's like you want to pair this Nidalee with something pretty strong so that you can get that favorable 2v2. And I think if depending on how strong that 2v2 goes, you can just completely take over a game just with those two picks.
Lucian comes through in the mid lane. Yeah, it's a very standard pick, I think, Caroline. Very standard pick for a lot of teams.
Yeah, a few seasons ago, this would have been unthinkable, being so used to seeing him in the bot lane. But nowadays, I think Lucian is a quite good pick in the mid lane. You've got the farming potential, you've got the flanking with the ultimate. It's going to be really useful for Granit Gaming, whomever they are facing. Now, of course, with Lucian, you've got to be cautious. When you're playing him, you really need to take into account not only their positioning, but also like how you're going to play the game. You need to be careful on these levels. So we'll see if they are able to make it.
Yeah, I think Foxy did say that, I think we heard from Sharp as well, like this combo of Rumble Lucian is incredibly strong. Like you've got a lot of strong dueling. Post level 5, level 6. Playing too much Wild Rift. Post level 6, you are absolutely nutty. For those of you that don't know, you unlock your ultimate at level 5 on Wild Rift, which is now why I constantly say level 5. Anyway, post level 6, you're pretty nutty. You've got a really strong ultimate combination. You've seen the Kai'Sa coming through against. There is like a lot of like, I wouldn't say there's as much dive with this particular comp this time round. There isn't as much dive here for Granit Gaming, but a lot of individual pick-off potential. Kai'Sa can look to isolate someone with the Thresh hook here as well. Not entirely, I'm not hating what I'm seeing here from Granit. Definitely a lot of strong picks in each of their individual roles.
I think as a champion, like Kai'Sa's really strong, and I would say, in general, like when you have the Lucian mid and the Rumble jungle as well, I think it can definitely work, and it's not too bad into an Ez Karma lane. I don't think it has the greatest synergy with Thresh, but having said that, I also feel like Thresh is just one of those champions that, you know, he's like Orianna in mid lane or Lee Sin in jungle, or how Lee Sin used to be. It's like he's just so malleable. Like you can just put him into any team comp that you want him, and like he can play protection or aggro.
Are you gonna do the meme? Are you gonna do the meme, Carmeline? Are you gonna do the meme? I really hope Zoe wins.
I mean, oh gosh, things are a little bit difficult for me here because on one hand I voted for Granit Gaming, on the other hand they've got Zoe from Team Singularity. She's one of my favorite champions. She's so fun to play. She can
You're
create
actually doing the
chaos
meme.
on the Rift of the Uncareful. So okay, I'll shut up now. Let you analyze Zoe in this composition, but I mean,
No, it's because of that meme. There's that Twitch chat spam. Where it's like, I love Zoe. She's so fun. And, you know, and I just thought you were about to start reciting it. And I was like, I was just.
She started that. She's the Carmeline is the OG. She was the first one to write that in Twitch.
She's the OG Zoe spam writer. Very heavy poke comp though from Singularity. Like, insane amount of poke coming out from this, and then you just have, I guess the Scion is there when you want to press the go button. Like Scion, I wouldn't say Scion's a particularly consistent engage though. Coming from a Scion connoisseur, I wouldn't say that Scion is a particular consistent engage. It can be a little bit hit or miss. But interesting.
That could be just because you're bad as well.
Okay, Foxy. On that note, I'm going to hand over to our casters. Don't you want to hear from you? See you later.
I was ready. I was totally ready to go into this game. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the caster desk. We're in our fourth game of the day. It's Singularity versus Granit. We haven't seen a Zoe come out here. It's been a while since we've actually seen that. And I see Nidalee, I see Zoe, I see Ezreal, I see Karma, I see Poke. Yeah, this is a Poke comp.
And what's kind of worrying is I need to. Well, firstly, I need to get my setup correct.
Me and you were both really prepared for this, apparently.
No. It's just because of the way that our program, like our clean feed works, it kind of takes over my monitor, and I couldn't actually see half the summon spells. Anyway, yeah, what worries me about the Granit composition here is that they're into full poke, and they pretty much don't have like true hard engage. They've got Thresh. Okay, cool. You got to play off a bit of a fog of war there to try and find a lot of your engages. You've got Rumble to kind of like slow things down, but other than that, you don't really have hard CC. You've got Wukong Cyclone and anything that comes out of Thresh, and that's it. That's all you're working with. So if SNG are able to set up here, around the neutral objectives, turn it into complete fog, make sure that Granit always have to face check in, things can really get problematic very quickly for Granit. But if there is a caveat, they do have very strong lanes. So, early game is where I look towards Granit to see how much they can get done. If they can start to snowball, honestly, any of their lanes. I'm curious because you say strong lanes, but I also see Ezreal Karma versus Fresh Kai'Sa. Obviously, the Fresh Kai'Sa has kill capability. You've got CC and you've got damage to work with there. But do you think that's a strong lane, or do you think this is going to be down to how you play it? This is kill threat. Karma is very squishy. It's very easy and quick to apply your plasma stacks on Kai'Sa with Thresh. So Crossfair is going to have to definitely position well. I can't quite see. Dragdar doesn't have cleanse, so if he does get hooked, it's not like other hook champions where you get hooked but then you displace yourself.
Yeah,
the death sentence stays on you, so Thresh can still follow through. So this is truly, if you get hit by a death sentence, you're probably in trouble. You might have to blow a summoner spell. So yeah, bot lane across the board, I think Granit have strong lanes really to try and play to.
No, I think you're absolutely right. It's gonna be an interesting one to get going, but unfortunately, before we get going, as you can see, we are still on our ugly mugs, which means there has been having a couple of ping issues. So hopefully, shouldn't be too long until we get into it. Normally, the ping settles fairly quickly, but it does give us a little bit more time to talk about kind of the picks and the things we are seeing kind of show up more and more. Because one of the reasons for last week we saw a lot of Morgana, so this week as we've changed patch, we're now on 11-11. Morgana did have a few nerfs, although Funnily enough,
bonked over the head. Sorry,
she did get bonked, but funnily enough, in the UKLC, we did still see her get pulled out, and the clear wasn't as quick, but it was still relatively quick. So I don't think it's out of the meta as much as maybe some people do think it is. I'm curious to see what the thought process is for the players. Maybe they just haven't tried it. Maybe they personally think it's completely bad. I don't know. I'd be curious to see what they actually think on the Morgana front.
From the few conversations I've had with teams and junglers respectively, the consensus is kind of just pre-nerf, her clear speed was kind of on the verge of oppressive, if not just flat out oppressive. Being able to full clear before Skull Crab spawns, etc., etc. Now it's kind of more in line with, if you're a good Morgana player, you're kind of done with your clear around a couple seconds before the Skull spawns. So that's probably why. I think if teams sort of pick Morg up into specific scenarios, then they might kind of realize she's still playable. But yeah, I think moving forward, teams tend to, as soon as something's out of the way, or like gets nerfed and they don't start to play it again, it's kind of like I don't want to say a sheep mentality, but that's kind of what it is. They just say, it's bad, and then they just stop playing.
I'm really loving the kind of changes to the jungler, or to the jungles in general, and kind of seeing where the attention goes. We've seen a rise in the AD mids just due to the fact that we've seen a lot more AP junglers showing up. Obviously, last patch it was that Morgana, it was the Udyr and the Rumble were kind of like that big trifecta. Obviously, with the Morgana nerfs, people are now prioritizing the Udyr and the Rumble pretty highly. But we've also seen things like we did see it earlier, and maybe not to great success, but we have seen it be successful previously. We've seen like the Diana jungle start to show up, and it does actually make for some more interesting junglers, because I feel like some of the AP junglers after the item changes did suffer a little bit, because with the loss of runic echoes, some of these AP junglers kind of fell out of the meta a little bit. We actually saw an Elise yesterday in the UKLC, which was a first time in a while.
Yeah, I think that was kind of by circumstance.
Yeah.
I think a lot of junglers.
Do you think it wasn't the
out.
items then?
That knocked the AP junglers out? Oh hell yeah! It was that.
Okay, I was about to say, was I wrong there? Because
No. I mean, it was, especially at the start of this season. Was it, or was it the start of last season? I actually can't recall. I've lost my League of Legends timeline. I'm starting to kind of get to that boomer.
Make your point, and I'll figure out what start of season we're talking about.
I feel like there was a certain point where they removed runic, the like Echo's mana refund. That's it. They removed the mana refund, and it just kind of hurt a lot of AP junglers. That really hard benefit of it. But of course, they did trade it off for the actual like mana, like passive mana regen in the jungle itself. So there was that, but it definitely hurt a tad. I feel like I feel like I'm remembering that correctly. If I'm not, then I guess I'm not a true jungler. But yeah, I think on the topic of jungle, to sort of return back to the game, because I think I don't know what's actually going on there. We
still have, unfortunately, we do still have some pauses. So, we can podcast a bit. Me and Gulb will do this. Me and you can do this, mate. It's easy.
Certainly can. Yeah.
We chatted about jungle.
I want to say, really exciting to see Naughty back on his Nidalee. It's a bit of a signature pick. Anybody that's followed Naughty for, honestly, the last couple of years, since he's been playing in the ERLs, it's a pick that he loves. It's a pick that he's very proficient at. And I think, especially into this Rumble, like Foxy said on the desk, it can be a matchup which Nidalee can take over. You have to pay a little bit of respect to Rumble. He does deal a lot of damage. And we've seen Rumble on multiple occasions now just kind of do absurd things just because his base stats are kind of jacked up right now.
Yeah.
But Nidalee, if she's got the lane priority, which in this case she might not, if she can run into Rumble when he's on a camp, much like a lot of these matchups, he can definitely look to get a little bit oppressive.
I feel if Dragdown and Prosper aren't too hardly punished, too hardly is not a word, but it is a word, but not in that sentence. If they're not punished too hard, they should have lane priority there. So you can always play towards that bot lane. Zoe versus Lucian is early game not going to be most pleasant experience for Fury. And then Wazor is going to be absorbing pressure. So yeah, I think the lane priority is going to be a big thing to track, because the only place where I do see them potentially getting lane priority is in this bot lane. But if Babel and Wixo can kind of take over the lane and keep Dragdown and Prosper shoved, it actually might be a pretty rough lane for those guys in the bot lane. And if you lose all lane priority in all three lanes, Naughty can be susceptible to getting invaded, losing these objectives, and just kind of falling out of the game that way. Now, the ping issues are still ongoing. So, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to chat to you more, Jamada, we'll have to chat off air. We're going to throw to a quick break. And when we're back, we'll be back with this game. Really sorry about this pause, but unfortunately, these things happen. We'll see you in a moment.
Forever mine, for no
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the NLC. I'm really sorry about that extended break. There was a lot of gremlins in the system that we had to deal with, but problems are resolved. There is a bit of an update in decisions. Internet was the reason why we were unable to play that. Well, at the start of that game, due to massive lag issues and ping spikes. Unfortunately, the internet just flatlined in an attempt to try and fix it. So Indecision, unfortunately, isn't able to play, but with a bit of a gracious bestowing from our admins, we have allowed Granit to sub in Teko. The draft has stayed exactly the same. It is purely just a different jungler playing for Granit in this game. But everything else we spoke about is going to pretty much remain the same. We did see Teko play last week as well, so it's not like this is his first time playing on the stage with this team.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not going to be the worst sub in the world, of course. You come into it thinking, all right, we're going to have one player, but you swap out the last second. But let's see how they do with the scenario. Of course, as well, you have to think about things like waiting this long to get a game going, especially when you were probably mentally ready about almost half an hour ago now.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, especially when you're just, sat there with your teammates at your desk. It can come into effect. We'll see. Because SNG, whilst they've certainly looked good individually at times, have not had, the most ideal scenarios occur as SNG 3-stack 4-stack on the bottom side. Wixo, there's no CC here. That's the
Yeah, there's no CC.
There's no CC. So even if Wixo has anything happen to him, there you go. That's what SNG were waiting for. They were waiting for the ward. They're going to give it to Dragdar, and Fury was in the vicinity, so he's going to get a bit of XP. So look out for Fury's lane. He will get level 2 off the first wave. So however, how that might affect the mid lane priority is definitely something to keep our eyes on. So very nice level 1 coming out from SNG. Just reading the very standard lane bush ward as Wazor kind of just doing some guard work on the blue.
And after a fairly long pause, we are now finally onto the Rift. Minions are spawning up.
It feels good.
It feels good.
Yeah.
We've earned this one as Wazor's going to help with the leash on the blue. You can see that the bot lane from Granit are going to be helping Teko with his blue buff. So does mean that Dragdar and Prosper will get first prio. Prosper actually pulled the wave up a little bit as well as he moved into the bush. We'll see how that's going to really affect this one out as Babro. Let's be a little bit careful. Good hook actually lands in.
He's on the wrong side of the lane.
He is on the wrong side of the lane, and Babro may just be able to flash and finish himself a kill. First blood to the Kaiser.
Okay, so first question, Prosper maybe shouldn't be there. You understand he's trying to land some level 1 poke, be a bit of a nuisance in the top side. Also, though, Babro, I don't know if he has the flash. He's kind of stuck there. He can't go anywhere else. But yeah, just well aimed by Wixo. Nothing else to really say about it. Maybe okay. I figured it out. The ignite ticking. If he walks underneath the tower, then Wixo gets the kill credit. So. All right, I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. That's my ruling. But it does mean that if Noi does come down to the bottom lane for a gank and Teko isn't there, we could see some issues again.
Just getting cyberbullied in this lane.
Yeah, and this is kind of the problem with running something like Karma into a Thresh lane, into the hook supports. It can be so dangerous if the Thresh or the support in general is just on point. With these skill shots, and so far 2 for 2. First hook secured, first blood. Second one securing Prosper's flash. But there is still, curiously enough, actually priority in the bottom lane for SNG. So it's actually not hurt them in terms of bleeding out over into the jungle right now. The early level 2 doesn't seem to have helped Fury in the mid lane in terms of securing priority early on. I think it's just the strength of Lucian as a champion. As how'd you say, He0? He0?
I've been calling him He0, but it's probably there's probably a better way to pronounce it.
Yes,
and
likely.
We're just Englishing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna call him Zero. It's a cooler name.
Of course you are, you edgelord.
What can I say? So yeah, you could actually, I was about to say, you could actually see this dive happen here off the Skull Crab. Wazor very low, no corrupting pots left available. If he eats this full Q though, it might turn around the air. Teko has to flash.
Teko is going to come in, takes a couple of tower shots, almost takes the next one. Weasel will be able to catch the rest of the wave, but Granit off to a good start here. Able to find himself a couple of kills back to back.
Yeah, both sides of the lane. And we was kind of saying, right, whilst I don't know how much merit Granit's composition has in the mid stages of the game into SNGs, they've got strong lanes. They've got very strong lanes to play around.
Prosper is just down. Baybro will not be getting the kill. It is actually over to Wixos. Dragdar's trying to find a little bit extra damage in here, not able to make it connect. That is now a kill and assist onto your Kai'Sa. This bot lane is really problematic, and Wixos playing incredibly aggressive right now.
I mean, there's a caveat to it all. Dragdar is going to be getting a lot of solo XP very quickly at this rate. Wixo just does the right thing, sees Prosper step up a little bit too fast, still has flash from all of the previous engagements and skirmishes down here, and just punishes him for it with the Lantern, with flash, Flay. Nothing more to say, quite frankly. And Dragdar almost, one more auto attack definitely could have had Wixo with the Conqueror stacking up, but didn't want to overcommit. As Naughty finds a spear. Gonna commit onto that though.
Yeah, he's just gonna chill out on that one. The junglers kind of matching each other in the farm department, although Nulty
Here we go.
Looking to see if he can find Teko Teko. Teko Teko, I believe, just saw Waysor.
Yeah, he did.
Move into that bush, so Nulty should just be able to steal away this camp for free. Although Teko Teko will contest him on it, and Hazuri has to be careful. He's able to do a bit of damage. This is quite a fight for the Krugs. Nulty able to take away the big one, although
Wixo is on his way too, and Prosper's actually made his way up as well.
Prosper's border dying bot lane, so gonna try his hand at top lane instead.
Exactly. But nice invade coming out from Naughty, secured it. Teko Teko didn't have smite. I misspoke and said flash. It's factually correct, but also didn't have smite. So Naughty able to win out on securing the camp. Got most of it, I believe. So bit of a win there. Delaying Rumble from hitting level 6 is, of course, a very big deal. Ulma has such a low cooldown that as soon as he has access to it, he kind of just starts walking around the map and casting it off cooldown.
Yeah. So we're seeing Dragdar is actually starting up with the Sheen here, so building towards what we assume to be the Divine Sunderer. Last game we saw Demvoxney actually go for the Manamune first. I did actually just briefly have a chat with Demvoxney after that game to speak to him about his thoughts on the Divine Sunderer versus Manamune. He said to me that he hasn't properly tested it enough to get a full idea of what he thinks is stronger, but he did say he thinks stacking more AD early is better because he doesn't really want the health as much early. And Divine Sunderer, he thinks is probably a better, like a bigger spike at least as your first item, but he thinks the extra AD from Manamune is why he opted into that. So nice to kind of get AD carries insight on his build path, because Demvoxy's always kind of gone for different build paths. Like, I often see him as a player who kind of is willing to experiment and stray away from the quote unquote path.
Yeah, certainly so.
He still built the normal items. It was just the order.
It's just ordered. Yeah. And I mean,
it's always interesting.
Yeah, optimizations, they're always, important things. Especially when it comes to items, there's been a sort of relatively big upswing in, sort of attention when it comes to pro player builds in particular and what they're building. And as far as going into the order, as Teko Teko, to break away from that chain of conversation, is waiting behind these guys here, but I think they've got the message. Yes, the G bot lane, they're kind of done overextending. Not trying to get punished here. Mid lane's been quiet for a Lucian lane, to be quite honest with you. It feels like whenever we see Lucian in the NLC, there's some kind of fiesta going on. A lot more fighting around this lane. But Fury handling well. I mean, Fury, for a little while now, anytime he's been in our league, out of the past 3 splits, always seems to be on the top end of mid laners. Now competition as Herald started up. Granit don't want to let this one go.
Wixo lands the hook, but he put to sleep already, and that's going to be the kill for Fury as the carpet is laid, Muta's ignited. It's a double kill for Fury. Crap to follow as well, Singularity. This game was slipping away from them a little bit with some of this bot lane play, but they do turn it around here.
Yeah, and
want to pick an objective up.
Yeah, picking that objective up just as we praised him. Fury picks up a double kill for himself in the skirmish. Wixo just kind of steps a bit too far forward, not respecting the skill shots that can come out from multiple SNG members, really. The equalizer was actually quite nice in response to sort of try and halt a full-on forward movement from more than just the SNG members that we saw. But just look at all the long-range skill shots that come out. Wixo basically doesn't even get to respond, doesn't even flash in the end. And unfortunately for Muir, does flash, still dies. And that can be the oppressiveness of some of the ranged abilities that SNG have in their pocket. And to harp on the point again, Granit don't have a whole bunch of hard engage going for them. So things like that can kind of just happen.
I mean, you've got pressure and you've got ulti from Hezero with the Cyclone. That is it.
Yep. Is all they're working with. As Dragon in 2 minutes. I think, though, Granit, if they can get the setup, they certainly are stronger in front of the objective. They don't really want to be face checking in, though they may just give it up, but they don't even have the trading tools. Teko is here looking for a gank onto the bottom lane. There's teleport too.
Yeah, they're going all in for Singularity as Prospere and Dragdar does flash away. Hezero comes in, tries to get the Cyclone. Great stopwatch. Here's the hook onto a minion. And Granit just commit 4 members to the bottom side of the map and gain nothing for it other than a couple of flashes.
Yeah, flashes, stopwatch out of Prospere. Definitely a little bit of value there. Yes, a lot of poke damage coming out, man, already. And the top wave is going to be missed. Plates, if Wazer wants them as well.
Yeah, I mean...
Not running Demolish, so he's not going to go too crazy on the tower, but still, look at this wave being missed and the gold being swung into Wazer's pocket. It all adds up for a
I mean, that spear wasn't just about the damage, it was the denial. It really slowed Zero down. That's going to be basically that entire wave missed. I don't really think he's going to be able to pick too much of that off, and that just gave Wazer a nice swing of gold there. 100 up after going down to that first blood. Now being able to head back, and yet Hezero just going to get the last one.
Yeah, and I mean, Wazer could have even picked up that last plate and recalled and be maybe 3 seconds behind where he is right now as well. So, could have been just a tad worse. But for now, reset's coming out from Granit just as the Mountain Dragon spawning. But maybe because they don't have teleport advantage, they're just not looking to play for this Herald. And I mean, if we take a look at the bottom river, just look at all the vision down here for SNG. And it's just 2 defensive control wards pretty much set up for Granit. And that's all they're practically working with.
We could be looking at an Infernal Soul again.
Yeah.
And Singularity of Infernal Soul is terrifying. We already talked about how they're a big poke team. I think you don't want to be getting hit.
Ooh, hello. Yeah, I mean, Mio can't do... This is maybe one of the... This is going to be one of the saddest Lucian games you might see in a very long time. I'm just going to preface this because Lucian into a composition which effectively all outranges him, bar the Scion, who he doesn't want to be hitting anyway. It's tough. It's tough to be a Lucian in this game. Mid lane tower's gone.
Easy first turret blood.
Yeah.
April's going to try and deal with Wazer, but Wazer not going to let him get anywhere near it. Dragdar has to be careful as the monkey's coming in. Has got that Cyclone's going to land it, and Dragdar, pretty low HP, shifts away, but the second Cyclone will knock him up long enough and bop. That is one dead Dragdar.
Monkey spin, monkey bonk. Dragdar too far up in the lane. I think realistically though, it's just those 2. It's actually the 2 defensive wards that Granit had is what allows that play to happen, because we just spoke about all of the vision that SNG has on the bottom side, but Granit have had, or just previously had, that small pocket of fog. Yeah, thank you very much, observers, for showing that for us. It's the exact path that Zero took down to kill Dragdar. So full sense of security there, as it looks like Granit want to try and make a play onto Wazer, anticipating that SNG are going to commit numbers down to the bottom side, which they have. So let's see if they can make this work. Wazer is pretty tanky.
He's got flash. The hook's going to hit. They've got the damage to work with in the box. He flashes out, comes in for the charge, knocks up Teko. Teko, he's already got 1.
Ooh.
The trick shot barrage takes the Earth Echo now. Singularity turned that around as Wazer runs Baybraw down just to get one little punch in the head. Yeah. Dragon will be secure for Singularity as well. They can be happy with that turn of play.
Yeah, it's not the best execution in the world that we've seen from a tower dive ever, and SNG, they're even going to force Zero off this bottom lane tower. Now, I suppose Baybraw is going to get... is going to get some plates here. He's going to secure 2. He's going to secure 2.
Don't worry,
the timer was really close. The timer was really close. That's all right. So there is a little bit of gold going into his pocket there, but Dragdar sniped a kill from the bottom side of the map. Of course, the replay here, nothing much to talk about. Zero chases down an AD carry with no flash, no heal. And yeah, Weasel just holding the wave high. I don't even know if he's necessarily expecting this dive until it actually happens, in all honesty. Fortunately for Wixo, he doesn't auto-attack Weasel, and Weasel doesn't hit him. So there is no kill trade there, but Dragdar's True Shot Barrage from downtown is what secures himself his first kill of the game.
So Furio's just catching the wave, has to kind of play a little bit back because Granite have got multiple members in the areas. Needs to be careful as the equalizer's placed onto him. The Harpoon's there as well. Blast Cone is going to get popped in the blue buff, not stolen away. Equalizer kind of used for nothing there. Fury will be handed his blue buff and won't lose out.
But granted, you can already see the cooldown. It's a quarter of the way, practically, already back up. So again, Rumble R has such a short cooldown. This version is, Death Sentence onto Noi.
Yeah, Nolty's in trouble. Babel's coming in and he's instantly going to land it. There's the sleep from Fury, but can't really do too much more about it. Nolty just popped.
Yeah. Babel showing us why Gale Force is such a balanced item. I'm just kidding. He's actually pretty fed as well.
He's Frio.
Yeah,
he's Frio
he was 2-0. He's got serrated Dirk with a Gale Force and a pickaxe. If he's not doing that as an AD carry to half HP Nidalee, I'd be worried.
Tekka has to be so careful here as Wixo's now used that hook.
Yeah.
They can just continue to poke and prod within this pit. Teleports are getting used to
SNG no.
He needs to peel out, but he's so low they might just finish him off. No! The charge comes through and Razor runs over the crab. Dragdar's going to pick up the Herald himself as well, so we'll see how he uses that one.
Poor Herald, man. I've never seen Herald killed by a Scion element before. That was a first-time sad experience. But yeah, Granite, they get 2 chunked out. Tekka specifically gets 2 chunked out. And it means he has to smite and lantern himself away.
I think this actually comes off the back that we are on an Infernal Soul map. Singularity kind of able to move around the map a little bit easier thanks to the structure of the walls.
Yeah, you could credit the Infernal map there. It's not often that you get to talk about the elemental rifts as having a crazy amount of impact, but in this case, it certainly could have been. As Jake,
what's going on? Well, if you head over to Kit Kat Gaming on Twitter, you have a chance to win yourself a few skins. I'm not actually sure what the competition is, but, you know, only one way to find out.
Yeah, head over to the handle you saw on your screen just there. We had a discussion about skins
Kit Kat Gaming.
Kit Kat Gaming. Yes. Odyssey Kane, Project Mordekaiser, and Super Galaxy Rumble. My top 3. Can't remember what you said, but...
Can't remember even a single one.
Oh, Coven LeBlanc.
Yeah.
That was one. Yeah, honestly, it's
I'm
probably
a LeBlanc enthusiast. It's not a Gangplank skin.
Ew.
As much as I actually like his...
He's got good skins.
His Sultan Gangplank is, normally used on
such
the
a funny skin.
It's such a good skin.
Oh, hello.
Weasel?
Nope, he's fine.
He's fine. He's tanky.
Yeah, just
next up was Aviator Aurelia.
Ah, yeah, that's right. You said it's a very underrated skin. I liked it more on the old version of Irelia, personally. I don't see a lot of Irelia.
Oh, I love the splash art for it. It's amazing.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I can't remember your
She has voice lines on it now as well.
Oh, different voice lines on Aviator?
Yeah, she has voice lines for that skin. And it's weird because it's like a cheap skin, but it has different voice lines.
That's cool.
She says, preparing to land when she recalls.
Oh.
And I think she has a couple other like exclusive lines to that skin.
Very interesting. Well, I think maybe we should take stock of the game because we've got Fur Dragon spawning up in 40 seconds. Just about everybody across the board that isn't a support has their mythic geared and ready to go. No second items just yet. Yeah, support life. Oh, actually, as I say that, Babel has a collector, which I just missed out on as equalizer.
Prosper getting toasted, but able to survive. The Everfrost comes in from Fury. They put one to sleep, and maybe they can find a turnaround. Support for support comes in, but here comes the choo-choo train. Tekka has to flash away. Now Babel jives in onto Nolty. Knockup's going to come in, not going to hit as the Cyclone's there. Tekka able to find the kills. They do put the Rumble to sleep, but Weasel will lose his life. The True Shot Barrage doing so much damage, but it's just not enough. Singularity end out coming out on the tail end of this fight in an unfortunate position. It will be dragging over to Granite.
Yeah, they lose free in favor of just the support there. And This Kai'Sa, so damn fed, not able to get their hands on her SNG on. And I thought, oh, this bubble, oh, very, very, very close.
Mute it?
Oh, yeah, he knows.
He knew.
He knows. All right. Yeah. Again, Granit, they just kind of play this one correctly. SNG are sort of just standing in the mid lane. And remember, this is a poke composition that realistically wants to be the one in the river first, but they're not there first. It's Granit who have control of the vision around this area. And SNG, I feel, just playing away from their conditions a bit here. They're sort of team fighting into Granit. And granted, I don't necessarily think that Granit have the most insane team fighting comp, but when you've got Rumble and Wukong, it's better than what SNG are running right now. And that's all you really need in this scenario to win out in a fight like that. And they couldn't get their hands on this fed Kai'Sa, 502 now, with 600 gold shutdown. They do need to find a little more poke damage onto her and try and force her out of these fights. Otherwise, I don't think SNG are going to have a lot more success. They have to try and find a way to play to the conditions of their comp, which is getting in front of these objectives, creating fog pockets, and actually chucking out their abilities.
This is the kind of the weakness we've hit on about poke comps in past. Is if the poke comp gets behind, it does feel really rough to play now. I wouldn't say they're behind right now. You have got a Frio Zoe. You know, you got the Horizon's Focus now finished up as well with that Everfrost. So Fury definitely going to be capable of doing some really significant damage as his hero just narrowly dodges out on that beach ball.
Not gonna get put to sleep on the beach this time around. It's pretty hot today. I wouldn't advise, or it was pretty hot. We're in the evening time now, so it's starting to cool a bit, but I wouldn't have recommended sleeping on the beach without any shade.
I saw a video on Twitter of a guy who fell asleep with his mask on. The sunburn was amazing.
Oh, no.
Sunburn was genuinely amazing. Oh, look for Fury's damage here. Oh, what was that? Teleport's coming in. They're looking to go here.
Yeah, they want to go on that damage. They should. They should.
Wazel might just go for it. The box has already been used just to zone him off, but no, Wazel just goes through him, gets the pop and finds the kill. Babro going to be able to dodge away. That was the non-select target, by the way, from Zoe.
Yep. I mean, in all fairness, Wixo has no MR, and it's a Horizon Focus plus the Magic Pen Boots, so you kind of get it. Plus the Everfrost is a bit of extra burst.
So,
yeah,
I have a quick question for you and your intelligent mind.
Okay.
Concerning the way Horizon Focus interacts with Zoe.
Yeah.
Does it start from where she casts it from, or from where she?
From my knowledge, it is where it's cast. Otherwise, you wouldn't see Zoe players pick it up.
Yeah, I was about to say because
there is also the fact that if you land the bubble, then it procs.
Yeah, it works on the CC, right?
Yeah. So I can't remember if it procs off CC, but it definitely procs off.
If they
it procs off distance. So my assumption is you throw a bubble through a wall, as long as it's what is it, 700 units away or 800 units away.
I can't remember the exact number.
I can't remember the exact number. Something like that. Granit are starting up the Baron, and SNG are kind of coming out from base. So okay, they're gonna hold. All right. Yeah, so I think if they get hit by a bubble...
No, that was the target they needed. That's the equalizer. Nulty flashes away and Babro just cashes in. Bubble goes wide here from Fury. Does put one to sleep for the moment. It's the true shot barrage. Oh! What happened to Wixo's health bar? He's just popped once again. They're coming in for that bubble one last time. Not going to quite hit it as Fury able to dodge. That is disgusting damage coming in from Fury.
Fury's such a good mid laner, man.
Someone's asleep. No, they're okay.
You can't make it. Yeah, man. Fury is such a good mid laner. I can't understate this enough. This man is playing out of his mind at the moment on the Zoe. And I mean, he's got so much freedom. There's not much hard CC to lock down Zoe when she goes through these wall jumps and etc. etc. It has to just be a really well-timed death sentence. Thank you for the replay. Look. Oh, what was that? It's just not balanced. Quite frankly, it's just not balanced. And here, SNG checking into Fog, you kind of understand. Noi's trying to stand behind Wazel, but he's just not quite in line. It's a very nice death sentence to set up that kill for Granit, but the true shot barrage onto the step target, almost 100 to 0 is Wixo.
Wixo is not having a fun time. Nulty just speared him and he lost half his health. Bubble, no.
Ooh. Any further and it would have hit. Now, this is the kind of scenario that SNG want. They want to be catching these waves up high. They want to not be getting engaged on. Now, sieging in the mid lane is always tricky because you have two angles of engagement to actually be fought from. So being flanked in the mid lane is very easy, but for now, if they catch this wave and they walk over to the dragon, Granit will have to respond to the mid lane. If they don't, they know that they're on the Baron and they can just very easily walk over. And it looks like this time around Granit, they are just going to give this one up for now. As, oh, they're on vision, so they know they're probably going to try and start this Baron up, but the Dragon should be done in about, now. So they will make it over here. Let's see if Granit commit, because there's a lot of poke and Fury is already here.
Well, Baron's going to be taken down a little bit, but they do decide to cool it off. So the bubble comes out from Fury, and it's just a short one. I don't know why I'm playing them walking through the jungle blind, but here we are.
Right. It's,
it's been one of those days. That half an hour pause took it out on me.
Really, where's the energy, Jake? Come on.
I mean, I don't really get a chance to get hyped when they just get popped by Fury. He's doing a good job because he's got a faulty Nulty in the jungle right now.
He does have
0-3
in the jungle, yeah. We hyped up his Nidalee too.
Yeah.
Tom, what are you doing? Boy, come on. But yeah, no, it's been a bit of a rough game for our UK resident jungle.
I'm getting flashbacks to his Xin Zhao.
Oh, the Xin Zhao. Yeah.
I will never forget.
I think he was on. Was that my Eminem?
That was Eminem. That was UKLC Eminem. So
was it summer or spring? I actually can't remember.
It was back when we were in the old studio. You know, the one that looked like someone's bedroom. So I think that was you.
Might have been. Our observer is apparently nodding and saying yes, unless
did you?
He was pointing out something else.
Apparently he did.
Apparently he was there. So, yeah,
he did.
The dedication, we love it. As Dragdar, recipient of a gank maybe, but he's got too many members too close by to him.
Yeah, not gonna be Sagdar today.
No. Oh, not again.
I'm on fire. I've got a sickness.
For anybody who missed out on the UKLC broadcast yesterday, we have a player in the UKLC called Gudanica, and this man just basically marketed him on broadcast. Wixo is not going to die to a single bubble. Though he might die to that!
We're almost dead! Oh, Wixo just flashes and blood furnaces him for the kill! Oh, no.
Yeah, Baron start potentially on the cards here for Dragdar and the rest of SNG. And I mean, with no equalizer there, it's just the Cyclone and it's just the Kai'Sa with the Lucian there to try and make something happen on this Baron. And I mean, they've got to try and hard force this one. And Fury looking for more poke.
He's able to take a lot of damage out of his zero. Got that portal jump available, gonna fire it off. Muta able to dodge away on the paddle star. Teko seeing if there's a flash available. There's a blast cone as well. Can he clear the wall? He might try and steal this one away. Flashes into the pit. Maybe it's early, maybe it's not. That's going to be the Dragon secured. The Baron is secured by Dragdar. He's able to save the day for his team. Now everyone is in the pit. It's like shooting fish in a barrel here for Singularity. The slave comes down. Oh, that true shot is just disgusting. Fury deals away a heal thanks to the Gale Force as well. He can close the gap, but he's not willing to commit. Singularity almost pay the price.
Oh my goodness me, man. The damage coming out of these carries of SNG is absolutely bonkers. And the Baron ends up just being a complete mosh pit. I think both the junglers smited early. I think Teko to stay alive. And then Noi actually missed smites. I hope we get a slowdown on this replay to see once we actually have the Baron portion of it up and available. Just look at Wixo just... It's just so sad.
I love that like, blood furnace.
What can you do about this scenario? So let's get a look at this replay now. So Teko has the blast cone in. The Baron's at about 2.8k when he's in the pit, but he actually flashes. He's about to die. He smites. Oh, it might be Noi that smites early.
I think
no, it was a blue smite. It was a blue smite. So it was Teko that smite early. Noi died and couldn't get a smite off, crucially. And Dragdar's actually somehow the one that secures the Baron out of everybody. Oh, the equalizer chunk out of Dragdar 2 is insane. And the sleep and true shot barrage was almost enough. Oh, hold on a minute.
We're into the action. Zero has found Fury, but Fury able to lock him down. But Dragdar, he's getting cooked on the other side. Here comes Fury, and pop goes the fresh. The Cyclone is popped. Fury has the stopwatch to keep himself alive for the moment. Zero going to get his clone knocked up, but not the real deal. But the real deal's taking a nip nap, as that's going to be the two-shot barrage. Dragdar able to survive everything here. Wow. Look at the damage the Singularity carries are doing. Teko now looking for Fury, as Teko will lose his life. And this is the ace for Singularity. They wipe Granit off the map.
I really have to credit Dragdar for being able to actually navigate that fight at practically no HP after being chunked out from his earlier missed position. I mean, really making up for the fact that he should have not really been in this fight. Fury finds Zero on this blast cone, but look where Dragdar. I don't know how he ends up in that situation. Quite frankly, the equalizer isn't quite enough to take him down. He burns one tick, but he heals off the blue buff, and all the while Zero is on Noe, on Fury, just playing disruption. You see Babel flashes in, uses the killer instinct, isn't quite able to execute Dragdar either off the collector as well. You would have thought that might have been enough to do it. Teko finally finds Fury, but you just see all the while, whilst all of this is going on, Dragdar is carefully picking his target at range the best he can. He finds, I believe it was Zero with the True Shot Barrage once he was slept as well. Honestly, hats off to him for navigating that fight at such low HP. And Granit, you got to be probably kicking themselves for not being able to find a win after Dragdar was practically out of that fight at the start.
I mean, Dragdar was absolutely smurfed the segment at the beginning of the show. It's champion sounds. He's now smurfing team fights on the Ezreal.
I really want to see. I don't know if you saw the Nordvind content piece, where they did roughly the same thing. Curb was practically, I think there was 8 champions that he listened to, and he got like 7 out of 8. So I've got to see Dragdar versus Curb in this. The
ultimate showdown.
Robot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for now, Dragdar's up in the top lane. The rest of SNG sort of grouping up towards the mid lane. Trying to secure some priority around this side of the map. Is it damage? I'm so happy it is. Surprisingly, the damage numbers aren't as high as I thought they would be, all things considered. But maybe it's just because in the early game they weren't hitting each other as much.
It's a lot of damage when it lands, but they're not throwing out as much.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. Ooh, looking for an engage in the mid lane, Granit.
Yeah, well, Nolty's going to have to stop. Watch, the bubble does land, and in comes Fury. Not going to find his mark, but does look for the quick paddle star. Not going to quite get it, and that's going to be another member going down. Granit has found himself 2 of a shutdown gifted over to their AD carry.
Yeah, a bit of a split focus by SNG. 2 members in the top lane, or 3 almost, 2 in the mid lane. And once True Shot Barrage came out on the top side and Wazel kind of postured a bit aggressively, it was the go button for Granit to just, press the Shurelias, run fast, drop the equalizer on top of the members sieging there. And they find 2 picks for it. So just buying a little more time. The gold, at this point, you can almost consider it dead even. We're approaching that kind of scenario where gold is going to start mattering less and less, and it's just going to be on execution. No one. Oh, if we could just keep the gold up for a second. Oh, never mind.
Oh, no.
Dying.
Teko. Dragdar's
dying.
Nolty steals away the hill. That's going to be the end of Dragdar, though, as Muta might be in trouble here. Fury can look for the bubble, gets sped up, gets Gale Forces, gets another Gale Force as well. That's Assassin Zoe.
That's right. He's got another one.
Yeah, he got 2. Muta has to be very careful.
I thought he used it off the portal. Yeah, Muta might die if he can fight. No. Okay.
Can't quite find the angle, but Muta on the pink ward. Fury knows where he is. Just going to Gale Force back to mid lane. Doesn't want to overstay.
Nah. All right. Well, I thought it was going to be, I believe, Teko dying in the jungle, but I didn't have my eyes on Dragdar being dove in the mid lane. And
just a little bit shy of the damage there for Fury, unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
Recalls are coming in. We've got the equalizer burnt by Teko.
I mean, click on Rumble, because it's going to come up in 40 seconds.
What is the CDR on it?
It's really low.
It's 40 seconds from when it came up.
I told
48 seconds.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
That's only rank 2 as well.
Yes, he's not even rank 3 Rumble. I'm just saying, if they want to remove CDR. Rumble from the jungle, just nerf that RCD, because it's pretty bonkers. But without it, Rumble's not really much champion, so I kind of understand it with the level of pace we have in League of Legends at the moment. Plus, Rumble is very enjoyable to commentate, so the longer he's here, I'm actually kind of happy about it.
Rumble's a team fighting champion, so when he's meta, team fighting meta, and I like team fighting.
Yes. Me Jake, me big shouty man. Muta is about to be muted, potentially. Whoa! All right.
That wasn't with the Zoe bonus damage as well, because the bubble had
no, it still procs. It still procs. Even if the sleep dissipates, I think it stays there for about an extra second or so.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know specific time, but I've definitely seen you still take the bonus shrew damage off it.
I should really know that. I played Zoe for an entire season.
Well, I could be talking out of my bottom, but I feel like I've seen it multiple times. Granted, you can tell they really want to try and fight into SNG whenever they step up a little bit too far.
Oh, Lord.
That. It's just
Fury has a Gale Force. Like, I genuinely think a Q Gale Force portal jump
if he finds
could actually kill someone.
Oh, no.
They got True Shot not up. The flash is coming in. Wazel goes for the hook. Tech has to jump away. Singularity, they don't even need Baron to siege. They can just poke you out of your own base. The turret will go down. The inhibitor will be quick to follow. Fury has a flash, and his Zero is slowed down as the Spear lands. His Zero is pulling the trigger, though. Fury just flashes out with the stolen one. There's the Everfrost for the moment. They secured themselves to kill. The True Shot Barrage is chunking through the health bars, and everybody is just sent packing. Gale Forces are used, but they will just flash in for the double kill. Wazor looking for the triple, unable to find it, but Mewtwo will lose his life. It's a double kill for Fury. Only Wixo stands. Singularity are clapping Granit.
Yeah, SNG just have too much damage on their carries. The poke is just so obnoxious. Even Naughty is contributing quite heavily to this, just because of there's so much setup available from Zoe as well. And Wixo forced to flash SNG. They really want to kill this Thresh.
Oh, it looks like he's going to get a kill onto Wazor, as the Thresh is locked into the Everfrost. And the kill is secured by Fury. An absolutely stellar performance on the Zoe from Fury in this game. He's going to have a sore back after that one. 35 minutes on the clock, and Singularity lock in their second win of the NLC.
That's right. And I mean, yeah, Fury showing why a lot of people in the NLC consider him one of the best mid laners with performances like that. Yes, Granit, you can say looking likely to be one of the weaker teams, but it doesn't matter. When you put out a performance like that, quite frankly, you get to understand why statements like that are made. And SNG looking much better collectively this time around this week. And I'm very happy to see that from them, honestly.
Great game by Singularity. Now we need to get this baby back on track because we had a big old pause. So for now, we're going to throw to a break. And when we're back, we'll let the gang break down that game. So we'll see you in a moment.